As we enter the third day of college football 26, we're starting to notice some things about the game, namely with some new mechanics that are a little bit bugged and or need a little bit of clarification for players before they use them. So in today's video, we're going to talk about a bug that is associated with the stunts and twists, and a lot of things you need to know about utilizing custom zones on the fly in order to run your defense correctly. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, get out your pen and notepad, and let's get after it. Now, before we get too deep into this, I want to let you know that our Gridiron game plans Madden 26, College Football 26, and combo presale offer is still available on the website, but not for much longer. On July 10th, when the game drops worldwide retail, the deal goes away. You guys can unlock everything I post all year long for just $75 for one title or $150 for both titles combined. For comparison, in Madden 25 and College Football 25, we did over 500 vault tips between the two games, over 20 offensive and defensive game plans, and we did lab sessions each and every single week inside the Discord. And new to the website this year, we will be recording those lab sessions so people that were unable to attend live can still go back and watch them back to have their frequently asked questions answered, and those will be complete with meetings notes, so that way they can go straight to the topics and get the answers quickly and get on with their games. Make sure you guys take advantage of it. Also have monthly options available for the games for those that aren't necessarily sold on playing for the whole year or switch to Madden when Madden comes out. We have a deal for everyone, so make sure you guys go check it out. So you can see right now we are in a real game because I want to show you guys a bug that you won't notice unless you are in a game, and that is that the stunts feature does not work from the play call menu. So what I've got here is the 4-2-5 over G defense, also known as the big nickel over G in Madden. And new to the game this year, if you choose a play, let's say for instance, cover 3 buzz match, you will press and hold the A button. This will bring up a list of stunts and twists that are available to you in your formation. Of course, not every single defense has the same stunts. A lot of the 4-down lineman defenses have more stunts than the 3-down lineman sets. And this is because with these types of defenses, you are basically rushing your front four every single down. They are responsible for generating pressure. So there's a lot more ways that defensive coordinators scheme them up. But as you can see right here, if I were to release the button, this would call cover 3 buzz match with a Texas 4-man twist, meaning that we're getting a tackle edge twist on both sides. Basically, the edges are going to loop inside to the A gaps. If we wanted to call El Paso, this would end up with the opposite loop, meaning that it would twist outside. So you guys are going to see here that I'm going to choose El Paso, expecting this to show the play art when we actually break the huddle of these guys being in this assignment. But you're going to notice that the angles don't reflect that. And if I were to go ahead and snap the ball, you will see here that in this case, this did work. But in online play, no twists actually end up getting attempted from many of the formations in the game. So what I'm going to do right here is I'll call another formation just to kind of mix it up. And I'm going to choose left Tom 2-man. And you see right here that the play art does show. However, I promise you, if you were to play an online head-to-head game, that this will not actually show you this twist, and everybody will run their stock assignment as if there was no twist or stunt selected at all. So in a play now game, this is actually fine, but I've got 2 controllers on the console. When it's online, something breaks, but there's a workaround. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to call these on the field. A lot of players don't even know this is a new thing this year. What you're going to do is you are going to press the D-pad left, and then you're going to see that right bumper, which is R1 on PlayStation, has stunts. So I'm going to press R1. This is going to bring up a list of stunts, and it's going to show you the first 4. So we have left exit 2-man, left Tex 2-man, left Tom 2-man, left Pirate 3-man. I'm not going to teach you what all these do. We'll have future videos for future days breaking these down and how to use them. But if you actually hit the D-pad to the left, it'll bring up the next 4. So Tempe, right exit, right Tex, right Tom 2, and then you continue to go over Pirate right, right Tempe, El Paso, Texas 4. You get the gist here. You can go over and choose those stunts. When you do this, this will actually call the stunt on the field. And the good part about this is, let's say I choose the wrong one. I don't like this one. I can go back and choose a completely different one if I want to on the fly. So left R1 or left right bumper, and then choose whichever one you want. and you can call as many of these as you want on the fly on the field. So this is a good workaround for online play, and this will help those of you that are probably wondering why your stunts haven't been working since the first couple days of launch. Now, this bug I would fully anticipate EA is aware of from an online perspective, and it will get patched, so I would not fret. It just adds a layer of annoyance to the game from a pre-snap standpoint on defense, because offensive players quick snapping is already prevalent enough in the game, and I would like to be able to call these twists from the play call menu rather than have to do it as a step pre-snap, because that's going to take us to our next topic, which is custom zones. Now, custom zones in this game are a feature that is very, very awesome. So I'm going to choose Dalen Carnell here. So I'm going to hit Y again, and then I'm going to press and hold left bumper. And now, using the left analog stick, I can slide this zone back and forward. And if I refresh my play art, you can see here that this works, which brings me to another point. This is another bug. So I want to go ahead and call a fresh play so you can actually see this moving to see that it actually works. With this, you're going to see here, I'm going to hit Y again, hold left bumper. And now I can slide this zone up and down with a left analog stick, or I can take this down in chunks by pressing up and down on the D-pad, whichever you guys prefer. But this is a really good feature. And if you guys want to do this with a linebacker, it's just right, the icon, left bumper. And then you could do the same thing with hook curls. You could do the same thing with deep zones as well, albeit it's a little wonky. They still will not basically allow a streak to get over their head. So if I move this deep zone down, I mean, there's a world where the streak could run by him, but the real value of this is actually when you have nothing attacking him vertically, he'll stay super low to where you set it. If a guy runs a streak, he'll drop back with it. So this is something that you guys can mix in. Albeit, I do want to talk about a couple of things that players need to know about utilizing custom zones at the same time. So one of the cool things you guys can do with this is zone drop even while you call a match play, but you need to know that if you do decide to zone drop, this is almost the same as if you were to set zone drops for the actual zone at the coach menu. And as we know, when you do that, that turns off match coverage. So because I have this custom zone set up, if I were to try to run match coverage, you will see that the match coverage is no longer going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and click off here, and you'll see that basically the right side of the field, we do not have match, we have true zone, even though we did not touch the seam flat on that side. Now, traditionally, the seam flat on this side would be matching a vertical attacking threat. You can see here, instead he just basically goes out and plays a curl flat type roll. And then, of course, on this side of the field, the guy that we zone dropped is backpedaling all the way to the spot that we took him to with the custom zone drop. So if you call a match play and try to slide one of those zones, it turns off match for the entire defense. Now, if you guys do want to turn match back on, let's say you call a play and you say, all right, well, I'm going to take Dalen Carnell and back him up. And then you decide late in the play, man, I don't like that anymore. All you got to do is hit X left trigger, and that resets your play altogether. And now your match coverage is back on. So you'll see here that Carnell will actually match this corner route to Y, and I can't throw that. So this is how you reset it if you do those custom zone drops on the fly out of the match play and you want your match back on. Now, I do have one other thing I want to talk about, and that is that you can set zone drops for zones globally and then individually change zones while the other guys will still drop to the spot. So to illustrate this, I'm going to put my hooks to basically 30, and I'm going to call a cover 2. Now, when I show you this, you see the hooks are backed up, but let's say, for instance, I don't like this linebacker that close. If I want, I could custom fit his zone to play really, really low, and this will not override the zone drops. It just turns off match. So keep that in the back of your mind. So now when I actually call this here, I know that this zone is weird. You'll see that the other guys drop to like 30 and the other guy stays underneath real shallow. So again, this is something that you guys just need to be aware of. If you set zone drops and then slide a zone, everybody else that's of the type of that zone that you set for the coach settings, they will follow the coach settings until you otherwise custom zone them. So these are some things that you guys need to know early on in the year with these newer mechanics. Obviously, the twist and stunts one is kind of an annoyance and needs patched. The other one is just more of a how-to with the zone drops, because I've seen some questions around it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel, hit that notification bell. Check out Gridiron for the pre-sale offer. Best deal that I offer all year long. Time is running out, so make sure you guys take advantage. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab and good luck.